Hi everyone, welcome to the Essex Sport Facebook page. My name is Arlene. We're going to have a 30-minute yoga session today, along with a yoga mat or Pilates mat or something like that. It'd be good to have a towel or a yoga strap, something similar, and you can go grab that now. I'm just going to talk through a few other things. So if you grab your towel, like a bath towel would be fine, or a yoga strap, or even like the strap off of if you've got a tie on your robe, something like that would be handy to have today. So just make sure the space you're working on is nice and clear. You might grab some water and just do any of the movements that feel comfortable for you. You can take a rest at any time. Okay, great. So we're going to start by laying back on our mats and just coming to a comfortable position. So as you lay back on your mat, just check in if you'd like to have your legs straight or your knees bent to start. We'll just take a moment to come into our body and just notice how we feel today. Good. So as you come to relax, make those little adjustments to your clothes and your positioning to feel as comfortable as possible. And you can start to feel the rise and fall of your breath. And imagine that your breath is like a cloud and it just lightly floats inwards. And just without effort, you can feel the parts of your body that begin to move. Just notice. And as you exhale, relax your shoulders, your arms, your legs, so that lightness of a cloud just transfers to those parts of your body. And with each breath, drawing in a sense of calm, peace, lightness, noticing where the breath moves in your body. And as you exhale, relaxing your back, your hips, your feet and legs. Good, and just taking another breath here in this moment. Just feeling that your arms are like clouds, light and relaxed, and your legs almost like they're floating upwards away from the mat. The back of your head and the muscles of your face are relaxed, as if the mat were a cloud and you're just floating upwards. And you can come to that sensation of your body with lightness and ease, your joints and your movements and your thoughts and your breath. And when you're ready now, just make little sensations or movements to reconnect with your body. So you might wiggle your fingers and toes or turn your head side to side. And then you can just very slowly, when you're ready, bend your knees and place the soles of your feet on the floor and just check in with how that feels. You can make little adjustments to your hips, the placement of your feet to feel comfortable as possible. And if you open your arms out to the side so they're in a T and the palms are facing up. And just make adjustments to your shoulders to feel comfortable. Good. And then as you inhale, very slowly bring your arms up towards the ceiling so your fingers are just reaching up, and you can look at your right hand. And when you exhale, look at your right hand, but slowly start to bring your right arm out to the side so it comes towards the floor in that half T. With your inhalation, right arm returns back up. And then as you exhale, other arm opening out to the side in a half T, and you can turn your head to follow your fingers and then gently coming back up. And we'll just do that twice more at your own pace. So exhaling, little opening of your arm out to the side, inhaling, arm returning, and again on the other side, exhaling. A nice rotation of your head as you follow your fingers with your eyes. Good. And once more each side, exhaling as your arm opens out to the side, and just floating that sense of a cloud back up as you inhale. And again, exhaling, like your left arm is on a little cloud, relaxing, and that cloud slowly draws you back up. Good. And then we'll bring both arms overhead and just stay there for a moment so you can breathe here into your chest space. And as if your shoulders almost expand out to the side as well as your rib cage. And then one leg at a time as you exhale, bring one leg up. So you're lifting 1 foot away from the floor. And just notice if it feels like you're lifting up towards the ceiling, and you can relax through your lower back and shoulders. Good, and then we'll do the other side. So relax your leg, inhale, arms overhead, and let them float overhead, that sense of a cloud. And then as you exhale, other leg comes towards your chest. You can hold your shin, and just relax your hips evenly into the ground. Good, this time we'll take a full body stretch. So just lengthening your legs long, inhale, arms overhead as if your toes are reaching away from you. Then as you exhale, you can bring both knees to your chest. You might do that one at a time. Hold your shins, just find a nice little rocking side to side that feels comfortable. You can draw circles on the ceiling with your knees and reverse. Good, lovely. So you can either roll to one side from here or just gently rock up, and we'll come to all fours on hands and knees. Good, as you come to all fours on hands and knees, Just notice your alignment, so your hands are about the width of your shoulders and your knees about the width of your hips. Good, so as you exhale, bring one forearm down towards the floor. So I'm bringing my left forearm down towards the floor, but I'm going to turn my head away from it towards the right side. I'm kind of looking over my right shoulder. Just notice how that creates a little rotation through your lower back. Perhaps you feel that near your tailbone and then up through your mid-back. Good, and then we'll straighten our arm and do the other side. So with your exhalation, you can bring your right forearm down. Your left arm stays straight, but you can turn your head away from your right forearm towards the left side, and just feel how there's a little rotation that arises. Good, through your spine. Lovely. And we'll straighten both arms again, and as you exhale, find extended child's pose. The bottom comes to your heels, very slowly bringing your upper body down. You're welcome to place any cushions or your fists under your forehead if that's more comfortable. So just very slowly start to bring upper body towards the floor or towards your support space. You might even like to have a little cushion or a pillow or a folded up towel there between your bottom and heels for support, which is quite nice to help relax and great space in your lower back. Good, so one more breath here. Lovely. Now we'll slowly uncurl, come up to all fours, and just sit up again. Wrists under your shoulders, knees under your hips. We'll practice cat and cow, just at your own pace. Feel your belly relax towards the mat. And you can start to look up a bit with your head. And as you exhale, rounding your spine up to the ceiling. And you can look down towards your knees and notice how that opens the back body. And just do 2 more rounds of cat and cow at your own time. If you'd like to, you can add a breathing pattern by inhaling for one and exhaling for the other. But just see what feels nice for you. Not worrying about the breath, just let it feel natural, with ease, like your breath is floating into each movement. Good. And after our cat and cow, we'll come back to our all fours position. Tuck your toes, bottom to your heels. And as you exhale with lightness again, that sense of a cloud, you can lift your hips up for downward facing dog. And you might start to bring a little movement to your down dog by kind of pedaling your feet, bending one knee at a time. You can do that holding in stillness, but just think about your hips like they're lengthening up. So that same feeling you had an extended child's pose, a long spine, so your tailbone kind of lengthens that space behind you, and you might feel your arms next to your ears here. Another option, if you're comfortable in downward facing dog, is to lengthen one heel towards the floor. So I'm lengthening my right heel to the floor, and then I can look underneath my right armpit here, so that kind of creates a long line on my side body for my right side, and you can do the other side as well, and just do that at your own pace. If you prefer, you can come to child's pose again. That might feel nice if it feels a bit intense in your downward facing dog. Good. So when you're ready, we'll come to a forward folded position, and when we stand, we'll start to use that towel or strap as an option, but I'll show you how to do it without if you don't have one handy. So just standing or waiting in our forward fold here, just notice a nice hinging from your hips, long spine. You might have your hands on your thighs or your legs anywhere, or your fingertips towards the floor. If you want to come into this deeper, you're welcome to bend your elbows and hold on to the opposite forearm. Just notice where that feels nice. Good, couple breaths here. Observe how the weight feels throughout your feet. So it feels centered, not forward or back towards toes or heels more, or the outside edge or inside edge of your foot more, just evenly dispersed. Good, and when you're ready, a little bend in your knees. You can start to draw your navel inward and roll up your spine to standing head-up-last here. Good, when you're upright, you bring your arms up overhead, and just imagine you're trying to reach one arm at a time towards the ceiling. So just kind of lengthening one side of the body than the other, and you can do that slower as I'm doing it. So as you reach your right arm up, you can feel that length along the side, and then left arm up. Good. Just do one more round of that. Good, and then we'll start to open our arms out to the side. You can give everything a little shake if you feel any tension. Great, so if you do have a towel, you can grab that now, like a long bath towel would be good, or your bathrobe strap like this. We're going to do a few movements with our arms, but if you don't have a strap or a towel nearby, you can also just use your arms the same width that we have them apart, and we can hold on to our hands. I'll give different options for those in a moment. Okay, so just standing with a comfortable hip width stance, and just thinking about that even distribution of your weight. And you can feel your ankles underneath your knees, your hips stacked above, and your shoulders above those. And your head's just lightly resting atop your spine. Okay, so have your thumbs on the bottom, wrap your fingers around the top of your strap or your towel, and you can adjust. So it's about shoulder width, or it could be more if that's Good, so root through your feet, but as you inhale, start to bring your arms up overhead. My strap's just unraveling there. Good. And then just stay there for a moment and just think about lengthening the top of your head up towards either your strap or the ceiling. Good. You feel that nice shoulder width stance or shoulder width between your hands. Good. Then as you exhale, just lower your strap or your arms about shoulder height. So they're just below your shoulders, about across from your breastbone for the strap if you're using it. Stay here, keep your hips facing forward, but as you exhale, rotate to one side. So I'm going to rotate over to my left side. If you want more, you can start to look over your shoulder. If you're not using a strap, you might do this with one forearm on top of the other with your elbows bent. Good. And then we'll slowly start to come back forward again. And again, so if you don't have the strap, maybe you just have one forearm on top of the other. Inhale and then exhale, other side. Just rotating and just very slowly, hips face forward if that's comfortable. Just rotate as much as feels comfortable. You might look over your shoulder and you can feel that rotation. So similar to when we were on all fours and we brought one forearm down, you can feel that nice rotation from your lower back up. Good, so we'll do one more rotation each side again. So coming back to center, inhale, perhaps with your exhalation, if that's comfortable, rotating the opposite direction. You can look over your shoulder, and if you do have that strap or towel, you can see how you're drawing one arm further back as an option to come deeper into that rotation. Good, we'll slowly come back up to face forward. Good, just do that at your own pace. That sense of floating like a cloud again. Inhale, and as you exhale, other side. Again, you might draw your hand that's behind you, the further hand, behind you deeper to come more into that rotation. Good, and then we'll slowly come back up to the front, rotating. Lovely, and relax your arms down. You can give everything a little shake or shrug your shoulders a few times just to relax. And as you come back to your mountain pose, we'll use the strap again, the towel. Just come to notice in your mountain pose how you feel shoulders over hips. So just creating that bit of space in your spine and your upper body. Does that change your relationship, how your feet feel on the floor? Just notice if there's any differences. Good, so just thinking about that nice alignment again. We'll have our hands on the strap. This time we'll widen the stance or the space between your hands so they're a bit more than shoulder width apart, and you can slide them further apart as we go through. So as you inhale, gently bring your arms up overhead. Notice how that feels. Good. And we'll start to take a little side bend. So as you exhale, just relax over to one side. So if you don't have the strap, just stay there. I'm just going to show. If you don't have the strap, you might hold on to the opposite hand with your fingers and relax over. So just notice how that feels. So that helps to create length along our side body. Good. And then when you're ready, slowly back up to center. Inhale, and as you exhale, other side. Nice little side bend. And as you come to that side bend, you can really think about not only the arm that's lower, drawing your body down, but also your rib cage expands to the side. Okay, lovely. So we'll come back up. We'll do that side bend once more. So inhale, imagine you're lengthening the top of your head up towards the ceiling. Exhale, side bend. And this time you can start to relax one ear towards your shoulder so the ear that's closer towards the floor. Just notice how that feels. So there's no tension in your neck. Lovely. And then gently coming back up. We'll do that again, lengthening up as you inhale in the center, exhaling side bend. And again, if it's comfortable, relax your ear towards your shoulder. So your whole body's just leaning over to the side, and perhaps with that shortening of one side, you can feel that length along the other. Good, back up to center. Good, this time keep your arms overhead, and as you exhale, we'll gently start to bring your arms behind you. So you're welcome to slide your hands wider on the strap, just so they feel even. And just very slowly, you can start to feel those kind of sweet spots of openness. And we're very slowly lowering our arms behind us. So you can do that again, the same motion without the strap, but feel perhaps a sense that your fingers are lengthening away. Good, so we'll come overhead again. So just at your own pace, when your strap is extended towards the floor, we'll inhale, arms up very slowly, and this time come front, exhaling, arms lowering down in front of you. Good, so we'll do one more round, inhaling up. And as you exhale, lowering down, the strap behind you as much as feels comfortable. Just do that at your own pace. You can stop wherever those points are where it feels like there might be a little bit of tension and you'd like to stay there a bit longer. Okay, so we'll bring our arms back overhead again, just at your own pace. There's no rush. Good, and then when when you're overhead, you can just relax the towel or the strap away. Good. And we'll practice a few standing balances. So just noticing your relationship with the floor. This time you might step your feet closer. You're welcome to be near a wall or come off the mat if that's creating kind of resistance to your balance. Just notice how you might feel in your mountain pose, any changes from just that openness of your shoulders. So you can feel how we're a connected body. So opening our shoulders a bit or changing how our shoulders feel can affect how we connect with the ground. So we'll practice tree pose next. So just choose one leg. I'm going to stand on my left. So just shift the weight over to the side so that leg feels like it's in the center. And just do this at your own pace. You might have your hands on your hips to kind of feel your hips stabilize. So open your leg out to the side, your knee out to the side, bending one knee, kind of like you're opening a door with a hinge. And just see where you like to place the sole of your foot. So you might place your foot on your thigh. You might place it on your calf muscle. You might like to have your toes brushing the floor. So just wherever that's comfortable today. And just at your own pace, just see if you'd like to bring your arms away. So any place, any positioning of your arms that feel comfortable for you. If you do like that sense of your fingertips touching, you can imagine that your fingers lengthen upwards away from your body, like towards the ceiling, so that lengthens the side body. So just notice wherever that feels comfortable for your balance, and it's fine to bring your toes down at any time. Okay, so we'll just take another round of breath here. You can come in and out of it and change your arm position at any time. Just do what feels right for you at this moment. Good. And then when you're ready, we'll slowly rotate so your knee comes forward, so you're rotating from your thigh. Relax your arms and your legs down. You can give everything a little shake. And you might feel and sense how there's any differences right side to left. So how does your tree pose affect your body? Are there differences in your lower back, your feet, your hips, your shoulders? Good, and then we'll set up for the other side. So just coming to feel your hip width or your feet together in your mountain pose. Shift the weight over. The other leg will be the standing leg, so it kind of comes to the center of your body. And just do the same thing. So the other knee bends, opening like a door swings open gently, bringing your knee out to the side. See where is it comfortable to place your foot on this side. Good, and just take your time. Where would your arms like to be on this positioning? On this side. Good, so just notice what feels comfortable, that sense of lightness. So we've been discussing a cloud sense with your breath, like you're almost floating upwards with your arms and the top of your head. You're so grounded and connected to the ground, to the earth, through your standing leg, rooting your nice foundation. Good. So when you're ready, you can slowly start to bring your knee forward again, relax your arms, relax your leg down, give everything a little shake. So we're going to practice a wide leg forward fold next. So if you step your legs more than your hip width stance, so maybe the sides of the feet are parallel with the sides of the mat, you can place your hands on your hips comfortably and imagine the top of your head is lengthening upwards. As you lengthen upwards, you can notice how that kind of engages your abdominal muscles, your stomach muscles, and it creates a nice length here. Good, so maintain that long length. You can feel a connection from your tailbone to the top of your head. As you exhale, hinge forward, long spine maintained, and just stop wherever that's comfortable. So you can rest your hands on your legs if you prefer, or towards the floor. If you have any books or straps, or books or blocks, you're welcome to place those here underneath your hands. So just wherever that's comfortable for you. And we'll just stay for a few breaths in your forward fold. So just think about easing upper body forward as much as feels comfortable. So just no expectations of where you want to be or should be. Just notice where are you comfortable as you come to your wide leg forward fold. So you're welcome if it's accessible. You can adjust the width between your feet, and you might even bend your elbows to rest your forearms on the ground and extend the top of your head away from you. So just come into that as much as feels comfortable for your body today. Just a sense of connection from tailbone to top of the head, easing up, and nice length in your spine. Good, so one breath more here. We'll stay in our forward folded position, so just make the floor accessible and comfortable. So you might bend your knees a little bit to touch the floor. Again, you can use a nice big book or block underneath your hands. Good, so just one hand on the floor, the other arm opens out to the side in a half T. And as you exhale, slowly start to rotate to the side. And just see where that's comfortable to look. So you might look down, you might look forward, you might look up at your fingertips. So just wherever that feels nice. You can feel again that nice rotation through your lower back and a sense of openness through your chest space. Just feel how that rotation kind of stems upwards from your tailbone up through your mid-back to your shoulders, even up to your neck. Good. Again, come out of that. You don't have to come into it deeply, just wherever that feels comfortable. And then as you exhale, lower that arm down again and do the other side. So again, you might have your knees bent if that's more comfortable. So maintain that long spine and use your exhalation to rotate to the other side. So the other arm open out to that half T and just feel that creates space in your chest. Where is that comfortable for your neck? So there's no tension there, just an easing of your body. Good. One more breath here, and when you're ready, slowly rotating back. And we'll just come down to the floor from here, so just bend your knees. Good. And if you come to sit on the floor with your legs extended in front of you, we're going to practice a forward fold. So again, if you do have a towel or a strap, you can use that around the soles of your feet. So I'll just grab the towel to demonstrate. So just sit so your shoulders are above your hips, and you might bend your knees to find that alignment. So just see what feels comfortable for you. Good. So just sitting up tall, connect from your sitting bones to the top of your head. Good. Inhale your arms up overhead, and then as you exhale, slowly fold from your hips. Okay, maintain that long spine. And see if you'd like to either touch your feet, or you might use that strap or towel around the bottoms of your feet. So just really prioritizing that connection of your sitting bones with the lengthening of your top of your head away. So the fold comes from your hip space. So we have this nice long spine, knees bent as much as feels comfortable. So just practice this at your own pace. But you might start to feel, as you find stillness in this posture, that there's like a tilting of your hips. So your tailbone kind of tilts to the wall behind you. So you can ease forward, your breastbone slightly draws forward, and just relaxing here your breath. Again, almost a sense that it's inflating like a cloud growing in your lower back. Your rib cage starts to expand. Just notice the breath. It's almost like, I imagine it floating upwards from tailbone up to the spine, to the back of your neck as you inhale. And as you exhale, softening through those touching points on the ground. Good, so one more breath here. Good, lovely. Okay, so to come out, if it's comfortable, you might reach your arms and slowly hinge back up. Again, just do that at your own pace. And as you exhale, bring your arms out to the side. And just keep your legs in front of you, but if you lean back, so you can turn your fingertips out to the side, and just lean back and start to lift your chest up. If you want more for your shoulders, you can bend your knees, and then bring your bottom towards your heels if you want to come into that deeper. So there's no pressure to do that, but just find those little adjustments so your arms feel comfortable, and perhaps that starts to create a bit of space in your chest and your shoulders, and just let your head feel relaxed and at ease. Good. Lovely. So last one here, last breath here. Good. So we'll come to lay back now with our knees bent. We're going to practice a few options, bridge or shoulder stand. So if you do have something like this, like a nice yoga block or a folded up towel, you can, as an option, have that nearby. Good. So just come to lay back with your knees bent, feet on the floor. Feet are about the width of your hips. You can imagine that your knees would draw a straight line over the center of your feet, like your big toes, your middle toe. Good, so just coming to start with a hip tilt. So as you inhale, feel your belly fill. It rounds up to the ceiling, your lower back comes away from the floor. As you exhale, draw your navel inward, and your tailbone kind of tips up, so your lower back softens into the mat. Just do one more round like that. Inhaling, belly fills. It's almost like the weight transfers towards your shoulder blades, and as you exhale, navel draws inward. You're just articulating the lower spine. Okay, so stay with that if that feels most appropriate for you. Option 2, you can exhale, lift up to bridge. So you just feel your hips lifting upwards, bottom away from the floor. It's like your knees lengthen forward. Come as high as feels comfortable. Come out at any time. If you do like a more relaxed and supported bridge, you can use, again, if you do have a yoga brick, you can place that underneath your hips to support your tailbone and just rest there. It's quite lovely. So just see how that feels. So another alternative, if you do have a brick or folded up towel, you can place that under your hips and lengthen your legs up one at a time. If you've practiced a shoulder stand before, you're welcome to come up into shoulder stand. So to shoulder stand, you lengthen your legs up, support your hips with your hands, and just think about bringing your legs above your hips. So just come into that as much as is comfortable. So you're supporting where your spine meets your hips. Again, but be kind. This can create a lot of tension on your lower back. I'm just going to come out to talk to you guys. But Just do that at your own pace. So again, option 1 is hip tilts, option 2 is bridge, maybe the supported bridge. Good. Or you can have legs up. Option 3 is our shoulder stand. Okay, so come in and out of the positions that feel comfortable for you. Good. So no pressure. If you're holding your shoulder, your bridge, you might see where your arms are comfortable and how high you'd like your hips to be. Good. So just explore that at your own pace. Another breath here in your option. Good. Lovely. So there's no rush to come out, but just think about at your own pace, particularly if you're in shoulder stand, supporting your spine fully. So as you exhale, you might slowly start to support your hips and lower one vertebrae down at a time. Remove any straps or towels from below your hips. Good. So no rush to come to this, but when you do feel your hips in contact with the ground fully, you can start to bring your feet away from the floor and hold your shins. You might start to bring your forehead up towards your knees and stay there. Just see if you prefer to create a little rocking side to side. You might draw circles on the ceiling with your knees in either direction. If you've been in shoulder stand, sometimes it's quite nice to roll out your spine by holding your shins. You can either rock forwards and backwards. Good. Or sometimes I quite like to hold my toes and imagine I'm kind of rocking forwards and backwards in that sense. So this is fine for any of the options you've taken. So just see what feels nice for you. Just make it playful and explore what feels comfortable for you to ease out your spine with those different options. And then after you've had a nice little roll around, we'll start to set up for a spinal rotation. So if you bend your knees and place your feet on the floor, you can open your arms out to the side a bit. Okay, so a couple of options for this one. So option 1, either feet on the floor and relax your knees over to the side, and you can use the bricks underneath for support for your knees. Option 2, you can lift your feet off the floor and then relax your knees over to the side. Option 3, if it's comfortable, you can extend one leg. So if you're rotating to the right, you can extend your left leg and hold onto your toes before you rotate over the side. And if you want that deeper, you can straighten both legs. So just come into the little rotation that feels nice for you, whether with both knees bent, one leg straight or both legs straight. But just start to relax your shoulders evenly to the ground. So just starting to come into a bit of stillness again, and just feel, where does that stillness start to create ease? Lower back, rib cage perhaps. Good to the sides of your hip. Good. And then when you're ready, no rush, but you can start to bend both knees and roll onto your back. Bring your knees to the center. So same options here. Either both knees over to the side, either feet off the floor or elevated, one leg straight, so the opposite leg. If you're coming over to the left, you can straighten your right leg and draw it across your body. You can do that with the strap or the towel here as well, and hold onto your leg wherever that feels comfortable. Maybe you're placing some support here underneath your knees or thighs on the side to elevate a bit away from the ground if that's more comfortable. But just think again about the breath floating into your lower back, your chest, and your rib cage. When you're ready, there's no rush, but we'll start to think about coming back to the center. And as you come back to the center, just make any stretch that feels comfortable. So you might like to practice a little happy baby pose with your knees bent and your soles of the feet to the ceiling. You can make that quite playful by expanding one leg up at a time, or you might like to windshield wiper your knees side to side. So just make a few movements that feel nice for you, perhaps a full body stretch. Good. And then when you're ready, just find any layers or anything you'd like, just for a little moment to relax. So just see if you'd like to place a cushion under your head, grab a blanket, place your socks or jumpers on, maybe legs straight or knees bent. Good. So just come into your body, make those little adjustments so you can come to relax into your mat. And as you come to relax, just feel now the sensation of breathing. Notice the air entering through your nose. Observe all the touching points you have with the mat. And as you exhale, let go and relax into the mat. You might start to feel your breath, like the rise and fall of the tide. As you inhale, there's a wave of breath that enters, filling you with calm and peace. And as you exhale, the tide recedes, washing out from your body any tension, anything you don't need, so you can relax fully and deeply. And come to stay now with the rise and fall of your breath, drawing in all that you need with each breath, letting go with each exhalation. And I encourage you to stay in your relaxation for a few more moments. There's no rush to come out of it, but when you do feel ready, you can just make little movements to reconnect with your body at your own pace. So I'll leave you here now, but thank you for joining me. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day, and I wish peace to you. Thank you.